with Alone at about 7:48. Good morning, Justin and Vernon driving you to work on a Friday.
And it's about that time of the day on a Friday for our favorite segment. This is the show where we invite some very interesting guests to have a chat about their professions.
It's time for...
Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? In your neighborhood, in your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.
All right, and in the studio this morning we have Yunquan. Did I say the name correctly?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, thank goodness. Because I didn't really know how to pronounce it properly. Well, Yunquan, welcome in. You are, let me see if I can get this right, a self-defense instructor.
That's right.
And that is your full-time job.
Yes, that's right. I run the school actually, Kapap Academy Singapore.
Kapap
Academy. I love the name of that.
What does Kapap mean?
Well, actually, Kapap actually is in Hebrew for Krav Panim Al Panim, which is Israeli hand-to-hand combat. But having said that, we are actually not teaching pure Kapap per se. We're teaching our own version of self-defense, which we created, called Modern Street Combatives. Yeah.
Wow.
Now, first of all, let's talk about the fact that you've actually met the Queen, the Queen of England.
Yes.
And she gave you a particular honor. Now, tell us about that whole process and why the Queen?
Well, okay, so basically this was part of a network of young people called the Queen's Young Leaders. So for about 4 years now, yearly they will they will nominate and select people who they think are deserving of this award. And what this award actually, they award people who are young social entrepreneurs who are doing something good in the community. Wow. So I was really honored and privileged to be nominated and then later on selected to be one of the young leaders for Singapore.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I saw a picture of you and the Queen. It's like, wow, everybody wants to meet the Queen but never gets a chance to.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know?
So now you are not very old. You're still very young, but you've been doing this for almost 10 years now.
That's right.
Tell us how you got started in the art of self-defense and what made you interested.
Well, I said I was 19 and at the time I was, truth be told, pretty petite in size. Definitely not what I am today.
Okay.
You're still very petite. What?
I was half my size literally when I was 19. So
Okay.
Wow.
I thought that being that small size, right, you'd be very vulnerable to any form of attacks.
Yeah.
So I thought that for personal interest, I would start doing self-defense. But after I became a student of self-defense, I also had the opportunity to meet with other people who came for classes. And through that, I started to meet people who have been through assaults before. And unfortunately, when you hear the stories, it's just heartbreaking.
It's very nasty, yeah.
It's very nasty, and I can't believe that people can be so horrible.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, look, if there's something I can do to help them, I would love to. And so that started my journey on teaching self-defense and therefore becoming an instructor later.
Wow.
It's
such a noble cause.
It's so unfortunate to even hear you say that because the sad thing is you won't actually have a job if they weren't bad people on earth.
Right.
But because the truth is that there will always be
exactly.
bad people, bad guys looking to hurt younger, more vulnerable people.
So thank goodness there are good people like you who help people defend themselves against these terrible situations.
And we understand you teach, you go to schools to teach students. Adults can have private classes with you as well to learn all these self-defense methods. Now, so when a student, let's say I want to learn, right?
Oh dear.
Okay, I have to say that.
Don't you know Kung Fu Panda?
I have to say, people look at me and generally don't go like, I'm going to beat that guy. So
Yeah.
thankfully, I don't need to have such good self-defense skills.
Right.
But let's say I'm a student, right?
Yep.
Do I go and request like, I want to learn Krav Maga? Stuff like that. Or do you teach what you feel is best for a particular person?
Well, yeah. So when people tell me, they want to learn this and that, I'm like, I don't dispute them. I'm just say sure, but I can tell you what self-defense actually entails, which actually is a culmination of not just physical self-defense, but in our school we actually teach psychological self-defense. See, I always tell people, look, the idea about learning self-defense is not to wait till the fight starts before you start doing something.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should always start to plan what to do before the fight starts, like situational awareness,
Right.
learning how to keep safe, watching out for what we call predatory cues. If a guy, before he attacks you, there's always certain things that he's doing to you. For example, he's sizing you up.
Yeah.
He's saying certain things that by right, it should make you feel uncomfortable. And if you feel uncomfortable, you should find a way to get out first. You see, not to wait till something bad happens, then you try to use your self-defense skills to get out. That should always be the last resort.
That makes so much sense.
Wow.
Yeah, like why get into a fight when you can naturally avoid the situation.
Okay, so what I read though before you came into the studio is that one of your skills, and this is going to be cool because you can watch this live on Facebook right now.
All right.
Class 95's Facebook page. One of the skills that you are most known for and you teach is called the art of the pen weapon. Like, explain that. What is that? You using a pen?
Yeah, so well, I've got a tactical pen in my hand right now.
A tactical pen.
Yes,
Wow.
that's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
And a tactical pen is basically a pen. Definitely, you can write with it.
It's a
right?
pen, yeah.
So it makes it perfectly legal to carry it around.
Okay.
But the material of the tactical pen allows it to be a striking tool as well for self-defense. So in the event that something happens to you, you need a quick getaway. With the pen in your hand, you can strike certain areas in the body to make your escape. So this pen I'm holding right now has a particular design to it. It has a glass breaker on one end, and a writing tip on the other end.
Okay.
So the grip is pretty good. It's a texture. So when you sweat, God forbid, and there's blood on it, you won't actually.
It won't slip out.
Yes, you won't actually slip out of it.
That is incredible. So, Mutton,
Look at that.
hold on to this pen. It's called a tactical pen.
It's very cool. I only have a mechanical pencil.
and again, this is legal.
It's legal,
You
correct.
can buy this in Singapore.
You can
Okay.
write
right.
with it, yeah.
So let's do a bit of role play here. Okay.
That's right.
You want me to beat you with this pen?
No.
Oh, right.
Yes. Okay, Yun Chen, pass the
Yes.
pen back to the master.
Okay,
please.
okay. I'll head over there.
Don't hold her weapon. Okay. And then let's imagine right now that Vernon A is an attacker, right? You look at this man. and
I'm such a nice looking guy. I wouldn't attack anyone.
you look at this man and you know he's got bad intentions from the start, right? Yun Chen.
Hey,
So
you're not supposed to agree.
imagine he's attempting to attack you. He's sizing you up right now.
Okay.
Right.
What would you do with a tactical pen?
Okay, so it depends on what he's going to do next. Okay, so let's just say we're going to give a context where the guy gives you a hug, but it's an unwanted hug.
An unwanted hug.
Yeah,
Okay.
Unwanted hug.
He
So
always
I'm-
tries to do that to me.
So I'm kind of minding my own business, and this guy, maybe he's drunk, I don't know. you know.
Right.
And he gives me a hug, and I really don't want to hurt the person who just tries to hug me. You
Sure,
know?
Sure.
I know people who do things like, oh, I need a guy in the ground, I poke him nice, but frankly, he's just giving you a hug.
Okay.
Right? So I want him to go away. I've got a pen in my hands. I've told him several times, don't do that.
Yeah, go away.
And yet he still do it, so he
Yeah.
puts his hands over me.
Right,
Okay.
okay.
My pen,
So
I
like-
take my pen, I dig it in.
Okay, I'm not hugging you ever again.
Alright? So
Wow.
so what I did was I used my pen and I simply just prod him in the rib cage.
You jabbed him in the
I
ribs,
jabbed him
yeah.
in the rib cage,
Yeah.
correct. So I didn't strike him because it didn't warrant that strike there.
Okay.
But just a simple pressure point. I call this a pressure point attack. All right, it would be good enough for the guy to get away from me.
Yeah.
And then I just maintain my boundaries and say, just don't do that again.
Right.
How did you feel, Martin, that moment of the prod?
Pen lah.
Like, was it a jolting kind of pain?
Yeah, well, it's a pressure point. So when you hit any pressure point, you obviously feel a certain sense of pain, and it doesn't hurt anymore. But at that point of contact, it pain. And I can imagine if a guy was drunk and was trying to do something like that, right?
Yeah.
He'd instantly sober up.
That's a joke.
Ouch. Yeah, it's a joke. Yeah.
Correct.
Amazing.
That's incredible.
And all that with a pen.
With a pen.
And the best thing is, you can carry the pen with you to work.
Sure,
It's an office tool as well, but
Right.
you have it with you at all times just for personal safety.
Boss, give me too much work. You watch out. I got my pen.
Fantastic. Okay, Yun Chen, get back on the original mic there. So if somebody wants to learn your skills, like how you can use the tactical pen, how you can, again, using intelligence and using your emotions to try to avoid any kind of contact, how can they find you? Where can they learn what you do?
Well, we actually have got few social media channels that they can follow us on. So we've got a Facebook page called Kapap Academy Singapore,
Okay.
which is
And we
spelled
spell that
PAP.
Kapap. Okay,
Yes.
yeah. Kapap.
Yes, and we've got Instagram, which is Kapap Academy SG, or very simply our website, which is kapapsingapore.com.
And where you guys located? Is there an actual physical school?
Yes, we've actually got 2 training centers.
Oh, nice.
One is at Robinson Square, so it's 144 Robinson Road 0501. Or in Geylang, which is just opposite Aljunied MRT station. We
Yep.
call it Atrix, and 82 Lorong 23 Geylang Road 0202.
Wow.
Oh, there you go, man.
Wow.
That's very interesting. And you know what? Learning self-defense is great for anyone.
It never
because,
hurts, yeah.
Yeah, you never know what kind of situation you're going to be in, and at least you know how to get out of a bad situation.
Incredible. Yun Chen, thank you so much for joining us this
Thank you
morning.
for having me.
Don't nobody mess with this woman.
No, she has a pen. And this literally is the case of the pen is mightier than the sword.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you can't carry a sword around, but you can carry a pen.
Absolutely phenomenal. So inspirational. Thank you, Yun Chen, for joining
Thank
us
you very
today.
much.
This is In Sync Meantime on Class 95.